is the referee. And Chris Melling stayed in the box. He's alongside me now for this one. Key match for both of them, Chris. Could be the most important match of the day for both of them.
Yeah, massive match, and it all really comes down to Darren's match with Misko. If Darren loses that match, he will be going home, because everybody else has won 2 matches and Darren and Misko have both won 1, but Misko has played 1 match less.
Yeah, and I guess the key thing is if he was to win the match, he goes on to 2 wins, and there's nothing more Appleton can do at that stage anyway.
The first record.
Well, if Kelly Fisher beats Billy Thorpe, she will overtake him. And Kelly's been playing well and breaking well. Billy's got a little bit better than when he started, but he's still making a few glaring errors. But the main aim when you come here is to not finish bottom.
I think that would have been Kelly Fisher's thinking, given the strength of the field on the opening day. Just try to get through that first group. If you told her that she'd be here on Wednesday night, still in for Group 3, in with a chance of getting to the semi-finals, and having already been to a group final the night before, she would have been absolutely thrilled.
Well, she's not the ladies' world 9-ball champion by fluke. The standard in the ladies' game is very, very high.
Well, it's like I was saying, I think it was earlier today or maybe yesterday, I think the gap between men and women is probably lower in pool than arguably any other game.
Yeah, I totally agree with you there. You know, you look at darts and there's Lisa Ashton. She's one of the top lady players. And I think she beat quite a few of the top men players a few weeks ago. She beat, I think it was Adrian Lewis. But when it comes to pool, the ladies are very close to the men.
We'll be seeing another one tomorrow, Christina to catch. And Jasmine Ocean will be coming in on Sunday.
Well, Billy's over it that a little bit. Could have done with pulling up a little, but as long as he makes a pot, it should be automatic position. Just needs to be wary of the side pockets. Well, he's just okay.
Looking to stamp his authority on this match, and no better way to do that than a break and run out in the opening rack. Billy Thorpe, the American Moscone Cup player, leads the women's world champion Kelly Fisher by 1-0. Over on the other table, keep you posted on that match between Fortunsky and Appleton. 2 racks all now. It's got the look of a match that's going to maybe go on for a while. They're both digging in here. A lot at stake for both of them. Really disappointing for Fortunsky, having performed so well yesterday, to have only won 1 match so far today. He's still got time to turn it round, but Appleton, as we've said, is in the last chance saloon now. Remarkable to think he actually won his opening match 5-0. It's been 4 straight defeats since then.
And that's another poor shot from Darren. He's left the edge of the 2. And Misko will be looking to get the cue ball up the table. You can see Darren's trying his hardest. It's just not happening for him today. It's his first tournament back for quite some time, as it is for a lot of us. And it's not easy playing in this arena against the best players in the world. Not a bad shot from Misko, but he could have done with getting the snooker.
Kelly Fisher throws 1-0 and will break.
Back to the main table. Kelly Fisher didn't get her hand on the table in the opening rack. She has the break though in the second.
And it's a dry break, but she's been a little bit fortunate not to leave Billy an easy chance. Needed to hit them a little bit harder. As you could see, the 4-ball just missed the corner pocket. A little bit harder and that would have gone straight in. Well, Billy's just looking at, does he kick the one ball? Is he trying to swerve it and leave the cue ball on the top rail and send the one down the table? Well, he was chasing the 9. He must have been to play it that hard. And when you leave somebody like Kelly Fisher a chance like this, it's very dangerous, because she can knock these in like they're sat over the pocket.
A lot of that, I think, is to do with her snooker background. This wouldn't be regarded really as a long pot on a snooker table. So she had the dry break, but she still got the chance. The day has followed a familiar pattern for her. Oh, but that's not familiar.
Yeah, it's a real poor miss from Kelly. She was concentrating more on the position on the 3, and she overspan it with right hand spin.
What I was about to say is that both of the previous groups, she's made a positive start to the day and then sort of faded a bit. Now on day 1 she continued to fade. Yesterday, of course, she turned it on again towards the end and came close to actually winning the group. It's been the same today. She won her first 2 matches, but 2 defeats in a row now, and she's only won 2 racks in those 2 matches. And she won't win many in this if she continues to miss balls like that.
Yeah, and Billy seems to be getting stronger and stronger and stronger. The longer the event goes on, the longer the day goes on. He's used to playing these long days. In America they play for 24 hours sometimes.
Isn't that what we did on Monday? Or maybe it just felt that way.
It certainly felt that way. I've actually done a few 24-hour pool marathons, and it absolutely takes it out of you.
I think staying awake for 24 hours would take it out of you. Actually trying to play pool through that time as well. Quite an achievement. So a very positive start for Billy Thorpe. Kelly Fisher will be so cross with herself for missing that. She just played a good pot on the 1 as well. Really shouldn't have broken down on the 2, but as you say, Chris, she was perhaps distracted by positional concerns. It's an elementary error really for a player of her experience, and it's proved to be a costly one. Billy Thorpe put some daylight between himself and the women's world champion. He leads by 2 racks to 0.
And just having a look at the other match between Misko Fortunski and Darren Appleton. Darren had a great chance again in that game, and he's messed up. He's really struggling, and nobody likes to see that. We all know how much of a great player Darren is. He's won everything there is to win. Hall of Famer within 10 years of playing American pool, and it's a real struggle for him at the minute.
Yeah, he's not hiding it either, is he? Looks quite despondent there.
Well, he's not one to hide his emotions or not say what he thinks.
Yeah, he is sitting slumped in his chair. We can obviously see that in the monitor here, watching the other table. We will dip into that again quite shortly.
The 3rd rack. Actually felt the break.
It's a dream start, really. Break and run in the first. Goes 2-0 up. And the break again now in rack 3.
Good break again there by Billy. Got position on the 1. And he'll probably swing this cue ball around to get onto the 3 in the left hand corner pocket. Not quite sure, looking at the combination, is the right shot. The problem he's got about getting on the 3 in the corner, he's got to land low. If he lands high, he might not be able to get onto the 4 ball, and that's about perfect. I think he's straight on the 3 ball. Just run through for the 4. If it had landed a little short there, he would have had no angle. He'd have had to go into the 9. But he'll certainly take it.
If he wins this match, he'll finish the round robin section, having won 3 matches. He'll have won 22 racks as well. So he'll finish behind Alban Ocean. He'll finish behind Al-Qaedi as well, because obviously he's got 5 wins. He would move ahead of Niels Fyan. They'd both be on 3 wins, but Thorpe would have won 2 more racks. Big difference, of course, is that Fyan still has a match to come against Fortunski. So it will be a case of sit and wait for Billy Thorpe after this match. If he can continue in this way, it won't take him long to record the win he needs.
Good shot there by Billy. Perfect position on the 6. And he looks back to his best.
Yeah, and of course if he goes on to 3 wins, Kelly Fisher could still join him there, but then it will come down to a racks count back between them. So if Thorpe is to win, it's very much a case of the bigger the margin of victory, clearly the better for him. Oh, but he's missed the 7.
And what a twitch that is. There's no excuse for that. That was plain and simple pressure. Well, there was movement, but it was after he hit the ball. You could see him lift up. I think he knew he'd missed it. But that was very unexpected.
It's just one of the iron rules of commentary, isn't it? The more you're bigging up a player, the more likely he is to then go and miss an easy ball. But Kelly Fisher won't be missing this. Looked for all the world like she was going 3-0 down. Instead, she's right back in contention now. She still trails Billy Thorpe, but now by 2 racks to 1. Join us again in a moment.
Going to the bottom cushion, maybe off the 8. Oh, trick shot by Woodward. What a shot by Alban Ocean.
One thing's guaranteed, that shot will appear on plenty of highlight reels.
Whoa, did he split the wicket? What a beautiful shot that was. What a beautiful execution.
Look at this. Oh my gosh.
Sometimes it's best if you get up to the table and just hit the ball.
This championship is being played with the new Aramis tournament set. Featuring a unique molecular structure, it guarantees razor-sharp precision and unsurpassed longevity. Unquestionably the best pool balls in the world, this set is available in a TV and a value pack version, as well as in the new My Aramith range of ball and cue cases. Now you can bring and play with the best ball set everywhere you go. My Aramith, bringing new dimensions to your billiards experience.
Billy Thorpe looked just about certain to lead Kelly Fisher 3-0, but then an extraordinary miss on the 7 let Fisher back in. She mopped up from there, so she's only 2-1 down now, and she's got the break in rack 4.
What a break this is. She's okay, she's on the 1. Natural position to come twice across for the 2 ball. The only real difficult shot may be position to get onto the 3 ball from the 2. Needs it to bounce. That's a good shot. She's just left a little angle. She needs to power this in and stun it off the side rail. A lot of cue power required for this shot.
I was talking to Kelly earlier on between matches, and I was saying to her that literally before this week, the last time I'd seen her was about 20 years ago at the Crucible when she was winning the Women's World Snooker Championship there, and she won it 5 times in total, and we were actually trying to remember who she'd beaten in those finals. She couldn't even remember them all. Says something when you've won so many world titles, you can't even remember who they were all against. But that has not gone to plan.
Yeah, she's played a little bit of a slack shot there. She was trying to hold it so she could leave an angle to get onto the 5 ball. I thought she maybe would have come twice across, but she's still a chance. She can make the 4
Extension call.
and possibly cannon the 5. I don't think she can do much else. Maybe she could put the 4 in the left hand corner pocket and somehow draw the cue ball over, but the table's very slidey, so for me I'd be trying to just cannon the 5 ball, half ball, nice and softly. Well, she could hold it. What a shot that is. Real good shot from Kelly. She may need the rest for this one. It's a long way away.
Darren Appleton clinging on to his place in the tournament on the other table. 4-2 down against Mieszko Fortunski. But he's at the table with a good chance to close to 4-3. Remember, if he loses that, then he's definitely out. He'll finish bottom of the group and won't even be back tomorrow.
Well, that is unbelievable. Darren's just missed a straight in 7. And the only reason he's missed it is he's tried to make the 9 ball in the same pocket, and there's absolutely no reason to play the shot.
Meanwhile, back here, very strong rack from Kelly Fisher. She had the break, and she has made full use of it. So from 2-0 down, and looking like going 3-0 behind, Kelly Fisher now finds herself back on level terms at 2 apiece.
Mieszko Fortunski has the 8 and 9 ball to send the Hall of Famer and multiple world champion Darren Appleton home. It's been a real struggle for Darren. He's not played his A game.
Yeah, I mean, even when he beat Billy Thorpe 5-0 this morning, that was early this afternoon, I suppose. That was more about Thorpe's struggles, really, than Appleton playing particularly well. Even so, when you win your first match 5-0, you don't expect to be in this predicament. But if this goes in, it's 5 defeats in a row, and Appleton will be out. And indeed he is. So Darren Appleton, beaten 5-2. He finishes with only 1 win from his 6 matches, and as everyone else has won at least 2, that means Appleton will finish bottom and will go out. All of which leaves only 2 British players left in the tournament. Chris Melling, who's sitting next to me, and Kelly Fisher, who's sitting quite happily in her chair there at 2-all, having been 2-0 down.
Yeah, and ever since Billy made that mistake early at 2-0, the tide's changed a little. He was landing on the 1 ball before when he was breaking, but all of a sudden he's got no shot. He can play a decent safety, but he can't make the ball. And he stuck the 1 ball up. Not an easy shot, but when you've got somebody of Kelly Fisher's stature and skill in the opposite chair, you don't want to believe in her these kind of shots.
Extension called.
Now Kelly Fisher's called the extension, so that gives me a chance to just talk you through the group table a bit. If Billy Thorpe wins this match, he'll have won 3 matches and he'll have won 22 racks. Now, if that's the case, Kelly Fisher, the best she can get to is 3 match wins and 21 racks, even if she lost this 5-4 and then won her last match. So a win here would mean Thorpe would finish ahead of Fisher. He would obviously finish ahead of Darren Appleton, and the best Fortunsky can get to is 3 match wins and 21 racks. So by my reasoning, if Billy Thorpe wins, then he can't be caught for a semi-final place and would be in the last 4.
Well, there's a long way to go in this one. Kelly's at the table. Got a tricky positional shot from 3 to 4 ball. It's all about the pace, and this looks good. It looks very good. Absolutely perfect. But where does the 6 ball go? She can play a good snooker on the 6 ball if she needs to. But she'll be looking for an angle from the 5. Needs it to slow up. It's a lot of pace on that one. She's still got a chance. But does the 6 ball pass the 9? It does. It goes in off the top jaw. At first glance there, it didn't look like it passed, but it clearly does. How's the pace? Not bad. Not bad at all. Could have done with being nearly straight, so that made the pot easier if it is tight. Well, you've got to say, Michael, Kelly Fisher has played really, really good all week.
Yeah, I mean, unlike most of the other players, there hasn't been any stage, and bear in mind she's been here since it started at lunchtime on Monday, when she's gone through a real dip, a slump in form. Yes, she's lost some matches, but she's not played badly, you would say, at any stage at all.
Nice little stun shot in here, into the 9. It'll send the 9 towards the corner. Not too hard, just like that. And Kelly Fisher is going to take a 3-2 lead.
And that is about 10 minutes after it looked like she was going to be 3-0 down. What a crucial win this would be for Kelly Fisher. What a chance she now has to achieve it. She leads by 3 racks to 2, and she's got the break next. Now let's look at the group table. We were talking about it there. Well, David Al-Qaedi, he is certain to go through now, actually in first place, and may do so with a 100% record. Then Alban Ocean, Niels Fyan, both on 3 wins. Billy Thorpe on the brink. Although I say that in the sense that if he wins this match, he'll be set for the semi-finals. He's got work to do. Mieszko Fortunski back in it now after his win over Darren Appleton. Kelly Fisher second bottom there, but that's a slightly misleading situation. She's actually much better placed than that would suggest in terms of trying to get through to the semi-finals. Darren Appleton won't be getting through to the semis, and he won't even be staying on for Group 4. So just came in today for Group 3, having been around for the last couple of days and done some commentary with us and practiced a bit. He was really keen to get on the table. It'll be so disappointing to him that he just didn't perform at all and finishes bottom with only 1 win. So that's the group table. On the pool table, Marcel Eckhart has got them ready to go. Big shot this for Kelly Fisher. She's got the initiative now. She's 3-2 in front. And if she can press home that advantage here with a good break, she could be heading for a really important win here. Off we go.
Biggest rack of the game.
Very much so.
Makes a 6 in the corner. As Kelly got a clear shot. Needs a little bit of luck. She hasn't. She's got a good safety. She's going to flick off the 1 and send the cue ball down the table and try and hide it behind the 3 ball. Got to be careful that she doesn't scratch into the right hand corner and doesn't want to push the 4 ball right over the pocket. Well, it's not bad, but she may be in a heap of trouble after this one. We're probably going to see Billy bank the 1 ball back down the table and try and kill the cue ball in behind the 4, the 3 and the 7. And that's what he's done. And I think he's been successful.
They've just started on the other table, Niels Fyan and Mieszko Fortunski. So the Pole has got 2 wins now going into his last match. Fyan, the Dutchman, based in Denmark now, he's got 3 wins. By my reckoning, he doesn't need to win that match. Obviously, better for him if he does, but even if he doesn't, I think if he loses not too heavily, that would be enough in itself.
I was just going to say, when Kelly was lining that up, I didn't think she could possibly hit the 1 ball aiming there. I think she had to swerve it. I don't think there was any angle. Needed to get as close as possible to the 8 ball to widen the angle off 2 rails. But she's left Billy in. 4 to the 5 ball may be the only problem in this rack.
You so rarely see, a properly easy ball missed by players at this level, Chris. We did from Billy Thorpe earlier on that 7 ball. Is it something that sticks in your mind for the rest of the match and damages your confidence even slightly, or is it something that most of the players just are very good at putting straight out of their heads?
Well, it can stay in your mind, and we saw that with Albin Ocean. He made a few glaring errors in his matches and he just wasn't at the races. But whenever I coach somebody, I always say to them, when you make a mistake, just forget it, because there's nothing you can do about it. And the longer it stays in your mind, the longer it's going to affect you. So just pretend that it never happened and move on to the next rack.
So hard to do though, isn't it, at times? But I guess it's the ability to do that that makes certain players like yourself stand out and achieve a lot in the game.
Yeah, that's part of the mental side of the game, what you have to try and master or try and get an advantage.
Billy Thorpe has stopped the rot. He had lost 3 racks in a row, but he's won that one. He's drawn level again. We're heading for yet another close finish here on day 3 in Milton Keynes. Thorpe and Fisher level at 3-all. The climax to follow.
Maybe off the 8. Oh, trick shot by Woodward. What a shot by Evolution.
One thing's guaranteed, that shot will appear on plenty of highlight reels.
Whoa, did he split the wicket? What a beautiful shot that was. What a beautiful execution.
Look at this. Oh my gosh.
Sometimes it's best if you get up to the table and just hit the ball.
Sporting events should not be held until there are no new cases.
Well, that's right up there with me. No crowd, but who needs them?
Just in terms of pure potting ability, he's just one of the best we've ever seen.
Oh my word. Incredible.
What a power-packed partnership it is. Stop the engraving process.
Welcome back to Milton Keynes, where it's been a night of close finishes so far on the main table. We've had 2 matches go hill-hill. David O'Cady beating Darren Appleton and Billy Thorpe seeing off Niels Fyan. Could Thorpe be heading for another hill-hill finish soon? He's just levelled at 3-all against Kelly Fisher, having lost 3 in a row before that. He breaks in the 7th.
And he's just had a little unfortunate kiss there on his break. He can still make the 2 into the side pocket. There we see Billy making 2 balls on the break. He can pot this 2 in the side, but he's got to avoid hitting the 4 ball. The 5 ball, should I say. Well, he's hit it, and he's landed okay. It's not bad. Still got to play a few nice positional shots. I think I'd want to leave the cue ball right near the side pocket so I can punch the 4 ball in and come back down just where he's looking there. Just come back down the same side of the table for the 5 ball into the left hand corner pocket. It's important that it doesn't leave this 4 balls dead straight. That's a good shot, and this is a natural to come 2 rails and come into the 4 ball at a wide angle. The reason you play 2 rails is so like I said, you're coming into the 4, into the 5, where if you're playing one rail, you can under it or over it. This way, it's hard to do both. That's pretty good. Little bit straight. I think he can generate an angle. And I'm very, very surprised he did not draw that cue ball back. He's been fortunate that he's got a possible combination, but it's not an easy shot. Well, it's a good shot, Michael, but there's a lot of players in the pool world that would pot this ball off 2 rails.
Extension called.
You surprised by his shot selection there, Chris?
Well, it's just personal preference. I mean, he could have taken the combination on. The bad shot for me was the 5 to the 6. I would have drawn the cue ball out, taking the traffic out of the equation. Kelly needs to play these 2 rails just after the side pocket with a touch of spin. Well, it's not bad. It's not an easy 6 ball, and we've seen Billy miss a few of these. She needed to hit it a little bit harder just to get a bit more distance.
Big moment this.
And that is a great shot, straight into the centre of the pocket. And if he did have any nerves, that will have settled him.
Two in a row then for Billy Thorpe. On the hill now, and what that means is he is 1 rack away from a place in the group semi-finals. 24 years of age, comes from Ohio. He's a real Moscone Cup regular now. He's played in all of the last 4. And of course that means he's been on the winning team twice. USA have won 2 of the last 3, albeit they lost last December in Coventry. He was so excited about being there after missing out on so much of the year, but really didn't perform that week. There's a man who has performed today though, David O'Cady. He's won all of his matches and has the chance to become the first player in the very short history of this tournament to win 6 out of 6 in the round robin section. So he'll be up next against Kelly Fisher once this one is over. On the other table, Mieszko Fortuński is leading Niels Fyen by 2 racks to 1. Fortuński right back in contention now after beating Darren Appleton, having had a pretty difficult day up until then.
Okay, Fisher will break.
So Fisher 4-3 down, but once again, she's got the break.
And she needs to make this count. She's been breaking good. Wants the pink 4 ball to fly straight into the corner pocket. And it does. Is she gonna get a clear shot? Does the 2 ball cut in the side pocket? If it does, how does she get on the 3 ball?
Well, she wouldn't have had to think about how to get on the 3 ball if the 2 had dropped in the side, which it wasn't too far away from doing. Should be sitting very nicely on the 3 now.
Well, this is a real tricky situation. The 2 ball obviously doesn't go.
Shot called.
She's playing a push out. I would be very, very tempted to try kick this 2 ball in off the bottom cushion. I know it might sound a bit little crazy, but if you make any kind of connection on the 2, it probably drops. And you're going to be on the 3 ball. Will Billy Thorpe try and kick this in? Wouldn't surprise me. Or does he let Kelly play a safety shot?
If Kelly Fisher loses this here 5-3, she would then be on 3 wins and 15 racks won. The best she could then do would be to finish on 4 wins and 20 racks won. And I'm just looking at it here. I don't think that could possibly get her through. She'd be behind O'Cady, behind Ocean, behind Thorpe. And the very worst Fionn could finish now, well, is to have won 21 racks. So by my reckoning, she's got to win this rack.
Well, it's not a bad shot, but for me, she had to have a go at that 2 ball. The safety shot was so difficult. And now Billy has got a glorious chance. If he makes the 2 and gets position onto the 3, I think this one's over. And he's good on the 3 ball. I think it was one of them shots where if you said to Kelly, have another think about that one, she probably would have gone for the kick shot.
Well, credit to Billy Thorpe here, because, you know, he started the day losing 5-0 to Darren Appleton, and he was really awful in that match, let's be fair, just all over the place, and followed that with a hill defeat to David O'Cady. And even after beating Alban Ocean, he then lost his next match, so only 1 win out of 4. It wasn't looking good for him at all. But he's really got his head down over the last couple of hours. He beat Niels Fionn, crucially, by 5 racks to 4. And if he now closes this one out against Kelly Fisher, in terms of getting to the semi-finals, he will have finished the job.
Seven is frozen to the right.
Well, he's played a great shot there, because if that cue ball would have stuck on the side rail, I believe the 7 stuck on the side rail, I don't think he would have been able to make it, believe it or not.
Kelly Fisher, we saw her in the background there, looking very disappointed. She's bound to be, having battled so hard. She was 3-2 up in this match, remember, having turned it around from 2-0 down. But it's Billy Thorpe who's done the turning it round in the latter stages of the match. And with a run of 3 racks in a row, he's rounded off a 5-3 win. Billy Thorpe then, the man from Ohio, is heading for the semi-finals. Kelly Fisher will be back on the table in just a few minutes' time to play David O'Cady. Join us for that.